absolute control is not a good idea.
Yeah.
Unless you're maybe like an auteur or a genius like a Kubrick or something like that.
Yeah.
He's not a Kubrick.
Who tells him that?
Well, that's the thing. At that stage,
nobody tells him that.
Nobody. Even Spielberg was coming by the set and going, "Yeah, this is going to be good."
He's a guy who I can't stand his movies.
Jurassic Park?
No.
Really?
It's okay.
Indiana Jones?
Yes. Number 1.
Yeah, the first one. Wait, you didn't like Last Crusade?
Didn't see it.
Well,
what do you mean?
It's a really good movie.
Wait, is that the one with
Sean Connery?
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't see that one.
Okay, it's good.
Yeah, but it's probably just good. E.T.?
Yeah.
Actually, I never saw E.T.
So, how many of his movies actually have you seen other than the Potato Movie?
The Potato Movie?
Yes.
Actually, once you see the Potato Movie,
no,
that's it.
No.
What else did he make?
Schindler's List.
Yeah, that was okay. That was pretty fun. That was a good romp. Super 8?
No.
Not very good.
No, that wasn't his.
Oh. No?
No.
Okay, name me a bunch of Spielberg movies and I'll tell you if I like them or not.
Okay. Jaws.
Here's what I don't like about his movies. There's a big promise with a Spielberg movie, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Jaws, giant sharks.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Just a lot of jibber jabber between a bunch of old guys. Like this podcast.
Right. 7 years younger.
Maybe that's what we should call this.
Yeah. 7 years.
Close Encounters. Big Promise, space, blah, 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 potatoes. What else? What else did he do? Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'll give you that one. First one of my favorite movies from childhood.
Okay.
Loved it. The other one, I didn't see the other one, like what was the Temple of Doom thing? Temple of Doom. I didn't see that. I didn't see that till like a year ago.
That one wasn't very good.
It was a bit of a stinker.
Yeah.
Like really over, like hammy.
Yes. Yeah, it was over the top.
Like pretty bad.
Yeah.
What else did he do? That's it, right?
Yeah, it was just those ones. Jurassic Park.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
But some of the characterizations I thought were pretty bad.
Mm.
Like he just does. I think he handles character very badly sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's all I got on him.
All right.
He's okay.
So the prequels came out. You obviously didn't like them for good reason.
Okay, so remind me again, because there's the obvious stinker of Phantom Menace.
They're all bad.
But what was the other ones?
Second one was Attack of the Clones.
Forgettable.
Send in the clones. Yeah, and it had it was just a CG fest.
Yeah.
There was all these Jedi fighting all these bugs, and there were all these clones, and there was dust. Digital dust.
Bugs, clones, dust.
Yeah.
Got it. What was the next one?
And there was a guy named Count Dooku.
Oh, the Count Dooku movie. Yeah. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. And I think that was the one... Yeah, no, that was the one where Yoda turned into a little jumping bean.
Yeah, and he just hopped around and was super badass.
Yeah,
that was ridiculous. I didn't like that. I liked him better as an extension of Frank Oz's arm.
That's the thing, all that digital technology, and they still couldn't pull off what Frank Oz did with a puppet.
Yeah.
That puppet was way more...
expressive and emotive. And
Yeah.
The one scene I will say... there was one scene in Phantom Menace that I think it was Phantom Menace.
The Darth Maul fight scene?
Yes.
Yes.
Darth Maul fight scene.
With the gates?
With the gates was amazingly good.
Don't know how...
I don't know how that got in there.
Well, I think that's the thing, is that even Lucas, when writing this thing, managed to squeeze out 7 minutes of good film.
You think that was him? I feel like
Yes.
like a good director came by for an afternoon and then just
said,
kind of threw that
this?
in there.
Yeah. Because that moment is great. You actually see all three characters and their personalities.
Yeah.
With no dialogue.
Yeah, there wasn't a word spoken.
Yeah.
And it was super tense.
Super tense.
You knew what was going to happen and you could see it on his face. He knew what was going to happen. Yeah. And then there was that dread.
Yeah.
But the inevitability of it was really good.
Yeah.
It was just such a good scene.
Yeah. And it's so good that nobody questions why the fuck there's these energy doors. Like, there is no reason to have those.
In a world without handrails,
Right.
they have energy doors.
Right.
For safety.
Yeah, that turn on and off
Randomly.
and they're gated. There's like 12 of them, apparently.
Yeah, but don't walk over the 4-mile deep pit with the narrow footbridge that goes over top of it.
That was something that I noticed in Rogue One. There was actually a handrail. Not everywhere. There was one, though, and it was like, oh, they do have them.
Well, there.
Yeah.
Just the one.
Yeah. Maybe that was like one of the last ones, because, and I know this is going to hurt your brain,
Yeah.
but Rogue One is actually, chronologically,
Yeah.
the first movie.
Oh, should we be saying this?
Yeah. Oh, spoilers. That works, right?
You saw Rogue One
Yeah.
twice.
Yes.
Now. Did you like it more the second time?
I actually did.
Okay.
Actually.
All the beefs you had around character development and stuff from the first time you saw it.
Yeah.
Did those go away for you?
Okay, so I will say yes, but I will say that I shouldn't have to watch a movie twice to care about the characters. So what I will say about the writing is that I still believe that they didn't do enough to develop the characters in the film at the time, because I don't know when. Yeah, so this is a huge spoiler. They all die.
Yeah.
And the only one that I really cared about, well, there were two sort of death scenes that actually had any emotional impact for me. One was the robot, or the android,
Yeah.
K2SO, and then the other one was Chirrut and Baz.
Oh yeah. Okay, those two.
Yeah, the blind guy and his sidekick.
Yeah.
And you know, I was thinking about it. It comes down to the fact that they have the most charming dialogue.
Yeah.
They are funny.
Yeah.
And they just say interesting things. They seem to be like heartfelt, sincere. Like, there's a lot of characteristics that those characters have that endear them to me.
Yeah.
So that when they die, I'm like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
The two main characters at the end on the beach, didn't care.
Didn't care at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, me neither.
Now, I cared the second time I saw it, because when I went in, I knew who they were, and so I was a little bit more invested. But I think that it should work the first time.
You know what I really feel was like, thinking about it afterwards with that movie?
Mm-hmm.
So I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Liked the design.
Yeah.
Here's something I didn't like. I didn't like the set. The last set on the beach.
Oh, okay.
It's just kind of tropical and beachy. And
It was different. It was different than we've seen
if you're going to
before.
do a beach,
Yeah.
make it look like Normandy. That was a beach.
I thought that's what they're
That's like a war
of
beach.
going for.
No, there's too
was
many palm trees.
The palm trees made it
It looked like a resort. It looked like they were having a battle at a Club Med.
Right.
So that really bugged me.
Yeah.
The other thing was, like, I feel like when that movie was announced, what I thought was happening was Rogue One. It was going to be about the rebels and yada, yada, yada. Because, like, when Star Wars, we're just calling it Star Wars now.
Sure.
When that starts, shit's been going on for a while, clearly. Right?
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's obviously a rebel faction.
Yes.
That we never really know about. We just know that there's a rebel faction. There's a bit, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
So if this movie was supposed to be telling the story of the rebels,
Yeah.
right? I feel like they really didn't do enough of a job for me to set that up. They should have really been, like, what I would have wanted was for them to really tell the story of, like, what the Rebel Alliance was all about, what it was like to be a rebel, what it was like to fight the Empire as a rebel.
Yeah.
Like all those cool stories about the resistance in France during the Second World War. Like, tell those stories a little bit.
Yeah.
Do a character that you kind of run through, and that's where I feel like all those scenes with what's her face.
Yeah.
We should have seen those, because that would have told the story of the rebels. So that by the time you got to the end, and everyone dies, then it's like, oh, that's so sad, because I was with them all through all that other stuff, and it was amazing, and like we really thought they were gonna. I get why they have to die, because by the time you get to the next movie, where the hell did that guy go? Where's the blind guy?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
So everyone's got to die.
Yeah,
but they didn't make me. They didn't set it up so that I actually gave a shit.
Yeah.
It was just like, you're dead.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Actually, I have to correct something because I'm sure anybody who's listening is probably losing their shit a little bit. I said that Rogue One is actually the first film.
Yeah.
It's not. The prequels are the first films because they deal with the rise of Darth Vader and blah, blah, blah. But we're not really counting those because they're shit movies.
Yeah.
Rogue One is the first of the good ones. That's what I meant by it.
This is where the chronology just screw. Like, I just can't.
It's not hard.
It's super hard. You know what it's like? It's like when someone tries to tell me like what the chronology of Star Wars
how do you
is.
do your taxes?
I don't. I get someone else to do them for me.
This is what happens when you don't spend any time paying attention to math.
Look. There's other people that went to school for math. I'm more than happy to give them money so that they can do my math for me.
Right.
So I want someone to do the Star Wars math.
They are not confused by these films.
Well, good for them. Maybe they can explain it to me. But like,
I don't think it's that you're incapable.
I don't want to.
You're too lazy.
That's probably it.
Yeah, like you could actually remember names from Game of Thrones if you actually wanted to.
I just don't think you can accept.
You really don't. And also there's this secondary benefit.
Hagrid is the guy.
Sure. And there's the secondary benefit that you get to fuck with people. So why would you?
Do you know what point I try and get across to people, which nobody ever believes?
What's that?
Is I really like a lot of things, and I'm quite sincere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe that.
Nobody does, but I really am. Like I'm quite like I like science fiction movies.
Yeah,
I think they're good.
Okay, so for Rogue One, I love that kind of world building, like because there's the main characters and their stories and stuff, but like there's just all this other stuff that's happening that they allude to, and it's nice to see that fleshed out. And you know, one thing that so after I saw it the first time. Somebody in the office said something that I thought was really interesting because I was like, yeah, I just didn't find the two main characters compelling.
Yeah.
One thing he said that I thought was interesting was that it was about the collective group more than it was about them. And I realized that, like everything that happened in the original Star Wars trilogy was predicated upon the success or failure of that mission.
Yeah.
If that had failed, they wouldn't have been able to do anything in the previous films. So like A New Hope takes on a new meaning because of Rogue One. Basically, like Rogue One was the new hope that they provided. You know what I mean? I know it was probably meant to be more about like the rise of the Jedi again.
Okay.
But it was actually like, because you know how they actually, in Rogue One, they actually used the term hope a few times?
Yeah.
They're doing that intentionally to show how important what they did was to the future films and to the future characters. And if you, I also realized that like if you take any single character out of that ragtag band, it would have failed. They needed every single person. Yeah. One guy had to hook up the communications cable. Yeah. One guy had to flip the switch and die. Yeah. Like every person was making a sacrifice in that chain of events. And if you take one person out, it fails. And everything fails. So on that level, I actually started to appreciate it more. I was like, oh, this is like a sacrifice that this group of people is making.
I have a bunch of thoughts.
Okay.
So yes. I like that idea. Yeah. And it's still like, I think the idea that like they should have played up the rebel thing a little bit more. Because I don't feel like they really told that.
No.
I didn't really get enough of that.
Yeah.
That's one. The other one...
You want a rebel procedural.
Yes. That's the other point I was going to make.
Yeah.
But in between that, I was going to make this point. I really wish there were not laser beams and pew-pews.
Oh. Yeah.
Because, like... So, there's the scene with the guy, and he's got to hook the case. He's got a... Muskets would be nice.
Like tamp.
And they have, like, an Ewok who, like, tamps down the guns and hands him the gun again for the next shot. Would be nice. So... When the guy has to hook the cable up, the communicator thing, which to me, by the way, anyway, whatever, it's fine. I get it. That's fine. I'll buy into that. That's cool.
It's a thing. It's just a plot device.
But people are dying.
Yeah.
Right. It just feels to me like when I get shot with a pew pew pew, it doesn't feel like I'm really dying. It just is like you hit me with a light and I stop living. It's like laser tag.
You want Saving Private Ryan.
That's exactly.